some news that should. Good morning, everybody. It is Broker Appreciation Hour here at EXIT Realty Solutions out of Schererville, Indiana, serving both sides of the Illinois and Indiana border happily. We got a jam-packed day today. This day in history, Dylan pulled off his last bank robbery. Just something to be, just something that just caught my eye. Thought you'd all like to share that. If that's something you want to share in your social media pages, have at it. We're going to start with some news that should. Good morning, everyone. It is time for the Broker Appreciation Hour, brought to you by Exit Realty Solutions out of Schererville, Indiana, proudly serving both sides of the Illinois and Indiana border happily. Just something I happened to see while I was doing some research. Dillinger robbed his last bank on this day back in the day, 1934. Kind of leads us into what we're going to be doing this weekend. We are scheduled, and we have the permission of St. John and St. Joseph Cemetery to come by and put flags down for the veterans that are in their cemetery. It is a large cemetery, so we have a bunch of flags ordered. Bring your business cards. There's a way for us to help you get recognized in the community. But we are going to meet up at the cemetery at 11 o'clock. We're going to go ahead and just get everybody situated at the beginning. We're going to pretty much kind of break it up from there. We'll start at the nearest entrance and we'll put our flags out and everything. The ground is supposed to be hard. Now, with the ground being hard, it might be hard to get the flags into the ground. So I do have a post hole, let's call it an auger. Went out and got an auger so we can at least start the holes. In the meantime, if you'd like to bring your ham or something to tap into the ground, it's something that we can probably get away with. So that's 11 o'clock. We're going to be meeting right there at the front gates. Look for Libby and I, and I'm hoping to bring some friends with me. So it's an inter-office thing. If you want to let the kids come with us, this is something that would definitely help them in a long term. Something they should see. So bring the kids, kid friendly. Moving on. Today is our membership day. Membership is due in the exit system So what you need to do is go ahead and sign in to the Resource Center, and over here next to your name, it says pay membership fees, and down here it says membership fees right there, and it will, and yours isn't going to look like mine, but it is something that you will have a pay window for, and you can just go ahead and click that. While you're in the Resource Center, go up into the search box right here. See the search box here? Go ahead and type in the wow, THEWOW, and hit the um, magnifying glass, and it's going to come up with agent and office websites 2.0, the how, the why, and there it is, the wow. Well, everybody should have a wow, right? So I'd like you to just take a look at this one feature. It is something that will blow your mind. That this is out of our websites, and go to your website. It's opening up a pen. Look at this. Look at this is amazing to me that we have this much technology at our fingertips. Watch the 2.0 video, and it will explain the entire area for all this. But it is something that you should get used to. My webpage actually turned out pretty. It is now linked up with not just the MLS in Chicago, but the MLS in Northwest Indiana. So my page is all these listings. They can go ahead and contact me a little bit about the Connect app. But this is how you get recognized. These are the things that Exit provides that will give all that Google juice in the background a little bit bang for your buck when you're out there advertising your business. So go ahead and take a look at that. I think you guys will really like what you see there. Okay, moving on. We had a busy week, and I'm going to start with some of the facts that have been revealed in the last week. We had a lot of economic and a lot of real estate news, and I'm going to put them in. First, we had Chairman Powell speak. Um, he decided to pause the interest rate increases that they've been on for the last year or 2 months, and it could be a mistake. But he's saying that this is there was a reason to pause. Jobless claims did not rise as much as they wanted it to, but yet you still got the housing market that's still pretty much eating up that inflation window that we would like to close. But yeah, he didn't really move the market at all. The gross domestic product went down by 4%, which is a little bit on the high side. That's telling us that our our goods are not being exported to the level it was last month, and being down 4% is not putting money in the economy. It's not good for the GDP overall to have a spike 4.1 down, but it will help us in the long run with inflation, because inflation, once we whip inflation, the market will come back to where the strategy of the market will change back to a normal market versus it's a rush market where you have to act fast. Well, if you don't, you think you're going to sleep on it and then live in it, you're mistaken. You got to be fast. Pending home sales. This one jumped out at me. 22% down. This is pending contracts that are going to close in the next 30, 45 days. Down 22%. That is a problem. That's going to cause a little bit more glut in the market. It's going to cause a little bit more selection of listings, and that's really what we need is a selection of listings. I got to put it down as a positive for the market, for our real estate market, because it will help the people who have been priced out get back in. Now all we need is interest rates to help us out, right? Pending home sales, if we can get that back to a level, it wouldn't be so hard to find business. But again, it's all about the listings. Pending home sales month over month was down 2.7. See, this they're they're talking about the 2.7. That's for the month. For the year, this is a big hit, and it's something that you should be aware of. But there is a bright side. We're going to get to that. The 15-year mortgage rate went down a little. It went down as far as I'm concerned because now they're starting to use buy downs inside the contracts, and that's what's helping us get better prices, monthly prices for our buyers. 30-year mortgage rate clicked up a little bit, but again, people are writing in buy downs, and that's going to help us too. And the Case Shiller home price 1.7 for the month. Got to tell you, it's just not working. It doesn't seem like the Fed is making a huge impact to get past this inflation, and it's driving the market down because we just don't have the buyers at the price range that the price range is low to middle right now. They're not building those because there's no profit in those. So we're going to have to find some balance somehow. If you find a builder who's building homes that are 150, $250,000, they're staying on the low side, walk up to them and let them know that you are the broker for them because you want to support them in their quest to eliminate. We're like 8 million houses short, and 7 million of them are low to middle income, but yet they're building high income homes. So we all have to get our stuff together. Personal income is going to be coming out today. I'll be looking at that. I'll give an update that one. Existing home sales. Uh, when you look at the chart, it's just like, oh, what's going on here? Well, what's going on here is we're pacing last year, and last year, I had a good year. I didn't struggle so much, but this year is a struggle. This one's gonna get your listings. Uh, Interest rates have come down since it peaked, but sitting at 7%, and you're trying to convince people who are in a home at a 3% interest rate isn't going to fly. They're not selling their homes. They've spoken loudly. The homes that are on the market are the ones that are cashing out and taking their profit, or has become a problem to the point where it's no longer useful to have the home and is almost in a distressed state. It might be floors, it might be paint, carpet, faucets, cabinets, wood paneling in the living room. Those are the homes that you're seeing a lot of. The good ones, honestly, I wish I could see more of them. But right now, it has been pretty barren down here. It's been either feast or famine with these houses. If you're in a good shape, you're going to have a good sale. Not in a good shape, you're not going to have a good sale. It's going to be longer. It's going to be hard. So let your clients know there are ways of improving their home to get topped out and pay at closing. And I can explain that if you need me to. But there is a company out there that does help get your stuff together. News in the market, I mean, other than the financial news, Zillow took another step down. They're, as you know, closed their iBuying business last fall. They are now closing their title services. And according to what I heard, um, this was the weakest link in their whole. I mean, they cluster messed this thing up pretty bad, but their title department was even worse, and they only had 70 people in this department. But all 70 are going to be fighting other things. Apparently, title services blew it for the most part. blew everything. Home builders. I want you guys to talk to your home builders. Do you see how this increase here? Do you see the increase that we have here? This is huge. This is telling you where the business is. Get to know your new home builders. I'm going to be working a little more with the National Association of Home Builders, and I'd like to get their take on what they're thinking for the next year and see if maybe we can get them to build houses that, or find out if they're building houses that are going to be a little bit more affordable to the ones who want to buy a home. Right now, we have a glut. I mean, we got only 9,000 new listings last month in Indiana. Illinois had a even bigger problem. So look at this. This is Illinois. This is how inventory just fell off a cliff. That's a problem. So if you're able to help your clients the best to top dollar, that's what this market looks like. You got to find the pending home sales around the Midwest was down 5.3%. This is that 2.7 number that they've been talking about. That's it's like the nicest way of saying this thing sucks. The index of 76 is not a good number, but it is the worst in the West, then in the Midwest, then in the South, but the Northeast, it looks like the Northeast is going gangbusters. So if you're in the Northeast out there, get every penny you can. So when you're working with your buyers nowadays, kind of keep them in check with this is 2023. Uh, Back in the day, we used to have a rule that you don't want to offer more than what you can afford. That rule is now out the window. There are a lot of buyers who are paying for a property more than list price. They're bringing money to the table. They need to get into a home, and they're willing to put their nest egg into it. That's today's market. Use a little empathy. Understand what your customer, walk your customer's shoes, and walk your customer's shoes every time you open your mouth, because there's a lot of emotion going on regarding how bad this thing is. It's not really 18% back in the 70s was bad. This is not bad. This is just a change in the marketplace due to inventory, supply, and interest